Colin was wrong.
The Clippers are in the playoffs. I didn't love the Kawhi extension. He's been on fire. I didn't like letting Paul George go. His season was a mess. James Harden I was done with. Boy, was he good yesterday. He played great down the stretch, and this team's suddenly on fire. Kawhi Leonard is playing. He's great. He's a get-a-bucket guy. And yesterday, Warriors couldn't stop him. Clippers are now in the playoffs. So I didn't like all their moves. They've got a lot of older guys, and sometimes older guys just don't treat the regular season in the NBA with a great deal of urgency. But they got a great coach and played with some of it down the stretch, and here we are.
Where Colin was right.
Yeah, I mean, doubting, the doubt of the Clippers never really made sense to me because there's all this. It's become so cool to kind of hate on like Kawhi Leonard and to hate on James Harden and whatnot, but like they're both elite players, right? Is James Harden who he once was? No, but again, experience matters so much in the NBA, and people keep forgetting. Because you have absurd, dumb takes like from Stephen A. Smith and whatnot talking about Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard is an absolute monster. An elite, special player. His career was derailed because of injuries. His body just fails on him. That's just the reality. And then you combine that with a little bit more reserved, quiet, slightly quirky personality. People kind of think he's a little weird. And they just kind of like mix this into this persona who they believe Kawhi to be. And it's just like, nah, the dude is a monster. And so when he's on the court, when he's actually healthy and can ball, yeah, dude, an older James Harden and a healthy Kawhi Leonard and a bunch of other young, healthier and youngish pieces around them, you're going to win games. Like when I watch them play the Warriors, I'm like, dude, that is a special team. Again, when Kawhi Leonard is 100% healthy and he can be the leader, who wants to play that? Who wants to play that? So I'm excited to see what the Clippers look like in the playoffs, honestly. I see such physicality, such intensity. I see experience. This team also has a lot of players that, again, they know what needs to be done. And they know how to get it done. They're well coached, both offensively and defensively. It's a balanced team. They're not exceptionally small. They're not like tall and clunky. Like they're just a balanced team. That's what it really comes down to. They have a tremendous amount. They're not so reliant on shooting, but they're not so reliant on mid-range. They're not so reliant on being defense. They're not so reliant on being physical. They're not so reliant on being fast. Like they're just balanced. And, when you're a balanced team and you're playing a 7-game series, it just puts you in a great spot to be able to kind of go with the ebbs and flows of a series. Not to mention when you're going up against any of these other teams, when you're a balanced team, like if you were a smaller, but like a really fast team, right, you can have some limitations when you're going up against a stronger, more physical, taller team. And if you're like a really tall team, again, you can kind of make the argument that like you're now maybe going to be a little bit slower. You're so reliant on the physicality, but if you're going up against a smaller, faster, high-powered shooting team, like a stereotypical, prime Warriors team, like, that could be a limitation, whatever it is. And so when you're a balanced team, you essentially match up with any of the variations that an NBA team can that they can throw at you, or that you might have to face throughout a playoff run. So I think the Clippers are in a great spot. Again, it's the NBA playoffs and 7-game series, so you never know how these series are going to unfold. Who's going to win, who's going to go home. And unfortunately in basketball especially, you always have some tough early matchups in the playoffs. Like a lot of times in football, the way how it's kind of unfolds, like very rarely do you have like two awesome teams going head to head in the first round or so. It's usually typically the divisional and the conference championship that you get the games that you truly want to see. When a lot of times in basketball, first round could like easily be essentially the Western Conference Finals. Like that's just the way it goes when you have such a long 82 game season, random players missing long stretches because of injuries and whatnot. So, you know, you can't always just look at it as kind of, you know, the first couple rounds in basketball. So, but I think the Clippers are in a great spot. And so, you know, they're playing exciting basketball that you want to watch, that you want to see, that you believe they truly can win. And at the end of the day in the NBA, man, that's all you can ask for. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Los Angeles Clippers and so many of the doubt that kind of went into their season? And still, even when they're playing really well and high level, people are like, well, this is surprising. Like, I didn't know James Harden could play basketball. I didn't know Kawhi Leonard was such a good player. You know, let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.